Hello everyone, welcome back to Stirlingshire Homestead. So, we took you down the driveway the first time. Now we are at the point where we are taking a look at the hole. They finished digging the hole probably about a week, no, a little more than a week ago. Probably 2 or 3 weeks ago actually. And we're just waiting on our permit to pour the concrete right now. So they certainly moved a lot of dirt. And if you're following the channel, you'll know that this has been this way for a little while. Well, you wouldn't know that it's been this way for a little while. This is the first time you're seeing it, but we've been working on this for a little while. The driveway was done, you guys probably saw it a couple weeks ago, but here's where we are. And the 2 orange stakes here represent the start of the foundation and where they're going to put things, and then it goes all the way to where the other big hole is for the frost wall on the lower side. Fairly big hole. A lot of different dirt piles everywhere. They're growing a little bit of grass because they've been there for a little while. But overall, not too bad. I came through here and we mowed some of our paths a few weeks ago, and the septic system where all that grass is cut out is going to go there. So I'll have to cut that again. But we'll give you a walk around on this, and then we're actually headed back to where the blackberries are right now to see if they're ready. It's about July 14th right now. July 13th today. And we'll show you the blackberries, which are over this way, down this path right here. And then we'll also show you our secret path to get from this house area down to the tiny house out of the woods. So we're gonna walk this way and we'll check out the blackberries, then we'll come back on our other trail. See you in a bit. So we made it back to the blackberry patch. We're excited this year because if you can see them, we have little apples. So we'll have a bunch of crab apples this year that we'll be able to harvest for ourselves. They're already turning a little bit red, so I'm sure they'll be ready in a few weeks here, probably early August. But we aren't seeing a whole lot of blackberries right now, and I think it's just because it's early season, because you can see they exist, but they're still very green. So I don't really know. I don't think that these apples are really ready yet either. I think they have a long way to go, and they're going to get a little bigger before they're all said and done.
They're still very green.
They're still very green, but we have quite a few of them here. Yes, they are small, but they will certainly make good food. And we'll go a little bit further into the blackberry section here. Lots of times, yeah, like these are our big ones. They're still not close to ready. They're still all green yet. So I would say a couple weeks, and then we'll be pretty close. But we've got a few pathways in here, so if you want to actually get blackberries, you can. And they're fairly easy to mow all the way up into. There's quite a few good ones that go back this way, but you can only mow in so far. I'll kind of show you a lot of this stuff back here. It goes way back into the woods even more, and we still own all those. So quite a few that exist, quite a few on the back here that we'll have access to soon, but we're not quite ready yet. We were hoping we'd be ready, but we're not. That's okay. But as far as blackberry fields go, what'd you say? We'd have probably 5 acres of blackberries or more altogether. And they're kind of in the midst of a bunch of trees and other things, but there are quite a few. I'm mostly excited about this crabapple tree. You go, buddy. And the fact that it's still being held up and still growing. The left one is the apple tree, and then it kind of curves behind here.
Yeah.
I'm happy it's still growing. So I'll walk you over to the other apple tree here before I pause the video, and then we'll come back to the hole. I'll show you guys the rest of the spot that they dug out for our house. But very interesting season this year. Things are kind of behind where I'm used to having them. Normally you would have blackberries around this time of year, and for whatever reason, there aren't that many. Well, late July, we usually have some. So it's looking like this tree's got some apples too. This is our only other apple tree on the property. This one's doing much better than the other. But the fact that it is actually producing a few little apples this year, that's a good thing. So here's hoping that this continues and we keep getting little apples from these guys. So that's what we've got right now. This is all the way over on the property line. You can see we've got some stakes here and it kind of swings over this way. So we'll walk around and then we'll show you guys the rest of the hole for the house on the front side. So you'll have to give me a bit. We'll get out of this blackberry bramble here and then we'll go that way. See you in a few. Okay, we showed up at the other side of the hole here. You can kind of see how deep that is. I'd say it's probably about a 5-foot drop. And that's our frost wall in the front. And how big it is based on this. So it'll be down about that far. And then they'll have to backfill it up a little bit. You gonna take this? Oh, you're gonna show them your quartz rocks? We found this on our property too. Pretty rocks. So, no blackberries today. Hopefully soon. And hopefully a dog that doesn't keep getting stuck in trees. But this is what we've got. So, now that we're here, I'm going to walk and hopefully we can make it down between this. And we'll go down our secret trail. It sits right there. We mowed that all out. And we'll head that way right now. Hopefully I can film while I'm doing this with you guys. I might have to turn it off because this is semi-crumbly because of the rain we had the other day. Once you're down here in this, it's actually quite hard. A sandy pack. So, we'll go off this way. Hopefully the sidewalls don't collapse on me. Yep, we're okay. And then we'll head down this way. And we'll take you on our secret path adventure. So we made this path over here at the front of the house in order to travel between the tiny house and here as efficiently as possible, because otherwise you got to go all the way down and all the way around. But this is right out the front door. So we'll take you down the path and show you how we get to the tiny house. I'll stop right here. I'm gonna wait for Maddie to catch up. Okay, so we'll take you down here, Maddie. Maddie caught up, and so this is the pathway that we've got that goes all the way down to the house. It was established this spring, right after the snow melted. I came through and I cut everything here. This portion was already part of our ATV trail, so it's kind of been maintained for a little while. But the second we get past the ATV trail portion, you'll know, because it's all hand cut after that and not done by a lawnmower. One thing that's weird about this path is you got to mow it more frequently than others, because lots of times poison ivy comes up in here and you'd rather not be stepping in flip-flops or sandals with poison ivy. So we will have to continually mow this, at least until we get some goats to control that poison ivy. Next year, hopefully goats.
And cows.
And maybe cows. So this is the ATV trail that I normally have, and it used to run, it still runs, through this section. So we borrowed the ATV trail, and then this is the stuff that I cut by hand this year. The lawnmower fits through most of this, not quite all of it. There are spots where we've got things sticking out, particularly rock, that you kind of have to be careful of as you're going through here with the mower. When we're walking this, it's actually quite easy. This was originally, the left side is a little more worn down than the right, and you'll be able to kind of see that as we go through, because it was a deer trail. And so I followed the deer trail and just cut it out a little more on the right. Some of these rocks, that one you can get away with going over with the lawnmower. Other ones, no way. So you kind of have to stop and go over it and then start mowing again. So that deer trail, I'll show you guys as we go through, comes in right here. So they come from a spot down in the woods a little ways towards the front field, and they come out here. And that trail used to split right here and go up and follow this section. So that's how I got this particular way. As we walk through here, it's not really an elevation change so much as it is just going back and forth to get towards the house a little more. One of the things that I was maybe thinking was right here, if we cleared this out a little bit more, we can maybe have a little theater or a movie theater in the evenings. But I don't know, it's not a very huge space, but it's certainly big enough. So this is the part where it starts getting graded or slope issues too. So I'm thinking about taking some brick and putting it along this side on the left, all the way on this edge, and then filling it in so it covers up some of these rocks that I was hitting with the lawnmower. You can see where I've hit it. Those two spots there where I hit with the blade on accident. But for the most part, the path is quite nice. You can get the lawnmower through most of this, and now that it is cut, it's quite stable and easy to walk. So if you ever want to get back to the house quick, it's an easy thing to do. And that's kind of the idea. If anybody was ever staying over or renting the tiny house out for any reason, it would be a really easy way to walk up the hill that's not so strenuous, because it's very slow. So you can kind of see where we're coming out here. I'm putting the camera up a little higher. We're coming out right by the outdoor shower, and the trail emerges right into a grassy field portion, and all of a sudden you're just out back by the tiny house, right where we always do all of our stuff. So that is the tour of the dig hole for the house and the tour of our secret trail. So that's all I have to show you today. We'll hopefully use some of the bricks. You guys saw those. If you're a subscriber, you'll see those in one of our other videos. We got those for free. And I'd like to use some of these smaller ones to do that trail. That portion that's a little bit tilted this way, I'm going to put them on the low side and then fill it in. So, from Isaac and Maddie and Anna here at Sterlingshire Homestead, signing off. If you like what we do here, please consider liking and subscribing. And if you want to support the channel a little bit more, we have our merchandise link below as always. So, till next time, have a good one.